Hello buddies, welcome back to this masterclass for the beginners. It's your guy once again, the Wolf with C programming language. So guys, remember in the previous lesson we talked about operators in C. And of today guys, I'm really welcoming you in a new lesson that we'll be learning about C Booleans. So welcome once again, is your guy, the Wolf. Welcome once again. So guys, we will start off by defining what booleans are, and as you can see already I've created the file here and it's ready for everything. So let's start off by booleans. I can start off by saying every often in programming you will need a data type that can only have one of two values, like yes or no, on or off, true or false. Those answers are kinda a two-way. It's either this way or this way. They are called booleans. So for this, C has a bool data type which is known as booleans. So booleans represent values that are either true or false. So we'll start off by creating a boolean variable, and in C the bool type is not built-in data type like int or character. So it was introduced in C99 and you must import the following header file to use it. So let's do it on our console. Actually the syntax is simple, it's like this over here. That just first of all, I don't know what I'm saying. So we'll start off by the syntax here. And the syntax is, actually this is the header. So the header is just like include, and then you put on this standard, because at first it was never built for this, but now we have this standard bool. So we must import this as the header so that we can use it. So as you can see, the other one is above here. So they include the standard input, output, and also there is this the second one, which is standard library. So we will have to include also the bool library here. You can call them library because they are pre-built so that they can assist us to work on bool on this. So we can include that over there, simple as that, and then we are done. Now we can do our bool stuff in our page here. So let's start off by so we should declare a bool variable with a bool keyword, and they can take the value true or false. So let's do it. Over here I create a bool. A bool is programming fun. I can say true. I can assign a value of true, just like that. And then I can create a second one, and then I can still call bool is fishy tasty. Haha, what the, and then I could say no bro, this is false, so I can assign in a false value there. So guys, if I remove this the include that I did over here, I don't think if this, okay, if I run this, I'm sure it's gonna be a problem because we don't have the library. We will try that. For now, just return it over there. So before trying to print the boolean variable, you should know that boolean values are returned as integers. So if they are returned as integers, then that should be a 1 for true, 0 for false. So if you see a 1 or any other number that is not 0, that represents true, and the 0 represents false. So therefore you must use the percentage %d format specifiers to print a boolean value. So let's do it. So we have our thing over here that we have created. Actually I can comment here and say that what I'm doing over here. So I'm just creating we're creating a Boolean variable, just like that. Then again, I can come down here now. Again, I can comment something that's you, so you can create, and I can say returns a Boolean value, right? So this is what I want to do. And now to return this, let's do it. So I'm just going to print function, and you remember the format specifier here. They are normally in a string, and we say percentage d or I. You can do I or d. It is whatever it is. So I'm just going to do what? Delete this, and I can okay, there is a problem with this one. So I just put the comma there, and then I can print my variable here and print my variable, see what I had there. So I can paste here, and again I can copy this and then paste down here so that I print the second variable. So there you go, and I can print this also. Copy that, paste here, over there, just like that. And then what else have you left with? So actually this one I can comment here also to just explain better. So I can say this one is going to return 1, which is actually true, which is true. And this must bring some problems, so let me just write true. And also this one will return 0, which is false. Copy, paste, slow. So the only thing I need to change is to say false. This one is going to return a false. So if I run it, do you see, is there any problems anywhere? Let me just compile it and run it. Oh, there is what did you say here? It's oh, code block, you bring me some issues. Let me figure out why this should have this. Maybe spelling. Okay, I missed. Maybe remove this S, and let me run it. Please, thank you. You could have brought me a very huge problem that I never understand in the whole world. You know what? Shut that. Cut that. So you can see we have our answer here. Wow. So we have 1 and a 0. Hey, there we go. So meaning, actually I should have printed in a different line. So to print on a different line, do you guys know how to print in a different line? Oh, I've already forgotten. I think it's it should come above here, \n, and let's see if we can print in a different line. There we go. So we have 1 and a 0, meaning yeah, true and false. So this is the kind of Boolean thing. Okay, so however, it's more common to return a Boolean value by comparing values and variables. So can we do that? So let's compare a values and a variable. So comparing values are useful in programming because it helps us to find answer and make decisions. So for example, you can use a comparison operator such as the greater than operator to compare two values. So let's do that and see how that happens to be. Right, bro? Hey, sis. Hey, aliens, let's do it. So I'm just going to print something here. So funny indeed. So I'm just going to remove everything that I have done here except the return. So delete all this and then just print function. I can say, so we have said that we want to use this Boolean to return a true or false answer on comparing values and variables, or variables with variables, value with values. Doesn't matter, but we're comparing something, right? So first of all, I'm just going to print. I'm going just to put some string there, and a percentage d. Remember, you can do what? You can do an I there. So this is percentage I. Let's do that, and then because it's an integer, so then you can say that 10 is greater than 5, right? So put a comma there, and then you know what, I should comment this to show you what I'm doing. So it's going to return 1, which means that is I can say that is true. That's what I mean. Because I can say because it's because 10 is greater than 5. Yeah, right. Spellings is a good thing. So let's run this and find out what we have here. It seems that I have missed something little that I don't like at all. I can see the other side. Oh, this one here. Yeah, it's okay. So let me just run this again. And you say, there's a problem here. Let me just stand it. And oh, it's okay. It still was just a comma over there. Let me just run it again. There we go. 1. Yeah, it's true. Because here 10 is greater than 5. What if this is, let's say, 3? That should be a false, right? So it should be 0, right, buddies? And there's 0, meaning it's a false. So guys, that is all for today, but let's continue a little bit so that we can close. So one thing that you have to notice here is that from the example above that we have done, you can see that the return value is a Boolean value 1. Yeah. So you can also compare two variables. So let's do one more example here as we almost starting to breathe this good as Brana baby. Int x is equal to, let's say, 9, and put your semicolon there, then create another one, and actually sign it maybe y is equal to, let's say, 5, 4. That is slow motion. So it's almost killing me. It's almost stopping me from breathing. So I'm just going to print this again, and going to say x is greater than x is greater than x is greater than y, right? Is that true? No, it's not true. Yeah, x is greater than y. It's true. So let me just remove this because it's not for this. I can say this is a lie. This is a lie. This is not true. Then if it's not true, it's 0. It's going to return 0 actually. Yes. So let's run it. So this, you see, we are comparing. Oh, 1. Why? What happened? Yes, x is greater than y, of course. So this should be 1. So that's a human error. Because I talk too much, that's why actually, people talk too much. They talk everything and they forget everything. So that is it. So we have compared a variable and a variable, and the previous one we have done a value and a value. So let's try another example. So in the example that I want to do, I want to use equal to operator to compare different values. So let me do it. First of all, I'm going to delete all this, and again remove this, and again now just have something like this. Remember, this is not there. Just remove these comments, so that the apprentices can appreciate the cleanness, how clean I am. So paste this and add another one. So in this one over here, I just want to do, let's say, 8 is equal to, when I do double equal signs means 8 is equal to, it's not assigned, but it's equal to 8. Is that true? Yes, it's true. You should return 1. This should return. We are just predicting because we too dumb that we don't know until we see it. So just return 1, which will be true because 8 is equal to 8. And then let's do another one here. You can say 10 is equal to 20. Is that true? No, I don't know. Maybe I think I'm dumb, so I don't know this. Maybe let me my program find it. So because I don't know, I'm not going to comment anything out there. But let me just do the third one. Forget about that. The program will tell us that. So let's do another one here. Let's say 5 is equal to 55, right? I don't know. So let's again print this and see what are the results show. One thing we should do is to print in a new line. In a new line, we just put a backslash n, and also only that. And you should actually do it above here. And this one, not necessarily. So I'm just going to run this and see what the truth is. It's running. Wow. So the first one is true. The first one is true. Let's find out. Is it true? Yeah, it is equal to 8. That's true. 10 is equal to 20. That's false. 5 is equal to, that's false. So a 0 and a 1 and a 0 there. Yeah, you're fine. So again, you are not limited to only compare numbers. You can also compare Boolean variables or even special structures like arrays. So don't worry about arrays, and we will learn more about arrays in the coming later chapters. So don't worry, but you will not just limited on numbers. We can do some complex and there's some special structures, right? So let's do an example here and try this one out. And again, I'm just going to delete all this, and then I create a bool, and then I can say is what can I say, is gonga tasty, not testy. I can say test. I don't know how to do that, but let me just say now, that white part of an egg is not really sweet, so it's not. Now this is a false. Let me just write a false like that, and then I can also create another variable like this and copy it, and again I can paste here, and also I can ask something and say, I can say is how do we call it, is Mogoka. No, this is a bad name really, so let me just say is Mutura tasty. I can say false, nigga. We don't know whether they cooked some rats and some cats and dogs and the pigeons. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to do this and see. Okay, just forget about that. But before that, let me just comment this out and say that we are find out if both mayai gonga and mutura is tasty, right? That's what we were trying to find. So we can print out and say print function. You can say, okay, you can say like we need to format this again, so you can do a percentage I, because we need okay, yeah, that's how we format that, because an answer is of an int type. So because the result is returned as 0 or 1, so I can say, so if this is true, so I can say, I can put this variable here, copy this variable, and then paste in here, and then I can say is equal to, or is equal to Mutura. So because both of them are false, they should be equal, so the answer should be returned as to be true. Let me find out. Let's run out and find out, because we don't know exactly what we should be getting. So that is over here. Wow, 1. It's turned to be true. Yeah, it's true, because Magaya Igonga is not sweet, it's not tasty, and also Mutura is not tasty. And because both of them are not tasty, so they are equal, right? Because we say that the Boolean answers that we get as a return is either 0 or 1. So the value which is inside is Maya Igonga test is 1. I mean 0. And in Motura's test is 0. So 0 is equal to 0, which is true. So don't get confused on that. So remember, guys, to include the standard bool.header file when working with the bool variable. Otherwise, if it's not there, it's time now to check out what we've been really humans around here. So let me just cut it off, the breathing system, and let's try to hang you in the air and see whether you can breathe. So I'm going to run. Ooh. You see a red stuff here? It's saying, bro, just go and sleep. Go get your ass out here. So guys, thank you so much for joining the class of today, and that is all for Boolean in C. So thank you so much, and if you find this useful, kindly please just subscribe and share with your friend like this, and thank you so much, and goodbye. It's your guy once again, the Wolf.